And we're back, everybody. As the group has just witnessed a huge catastrophe in their neighborhood, they discussed it with some of the people in the area and tried to put some of the clues together, and then they finally decided, you know what? It's waffle time. And they left the area and headed towards the yawning portal.
Ryan's having audio issues. She can't hear us.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, now I can.
Hear you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't hear anybody.
You can't hear anybody.
Oh, no.
Can anyone else not hear anybody?
I can hear everybody.
I can hear.
I can hear.
Check the output on your Zoom.
Yeah, I've had Zoom randomly change it on me before, so check that first.
I had the same problem.
Can't hear you guys.
You can't hear us telling her that, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, we're not helping. I got it. Okay. Let's be right back. Let's be right back again.
It better to dispose of your paint water that way than it is to pour it down your drains, because you'll clog your drains eventually, plus things like cobalt. So, but it had a big sticker on the side that says pet safe, like pet friendly, and I was like, it's cat litter.
I don't know. Anywho, it's we're all good. You guys make it to the yawning portal, where Bonnie comes to serve you. She's like, I have something very exciting to show you. And with that, she pulls out this like iron device that folds in half with grooves in it.
Bonnie, it's perfect. I'm so excited.
These things are selling like hot cakes, like gridded hot cakes. And with that,
Between that and like the pancake with the chicken sandwich chicken in the middle of it,
the chicken and waffles of Waterdeep. Because of this fabulous invention you've shown us, today's meal is going to be on the house.
Oh, thank you.
Your table is, of course, is over there ready. Sorry, Jernan isn't here today. He had a long night last night. He had another troll crawl out from below in the Undermountain. Anyways, everything turned out fine, and waffles are on the way. With that, you see the regular sort of. It's late morning now at this point. It's getting to be that like just pre-brunch crowd, or pre-lunch crowd, I should say. And here's the picture I showed you of the yawning portal at the beginning. Do you guys notice anything about this? Does anyone look familiar to you?
The creepy wizard?
Not the creepy wizard.
Throwback fireplace.
You see the throwback fireplace. Jordan is way in the background over there.
With his massive sword.
Massive sword, dude. That thing, yeah, it hangs above the bar, so you can grab it and murder it at a moment's notice.
All that stuff comes out of the giant
There's something a
portal to
lot
the underworld.
closer.
Also, the people that are going into the yawning portal.
Those are the people going.
There's 7 beers for 3 people.
Well, that's normal. That's normal.
Oh,
But,
okay.
So, there's people being lowered by a rope into the yawning portal, the well in the center, because that's like the dare. Like, oh, can you ride the rope down to the bottom? But look who's riding the rope. Any of those people look familiar to you?
Are those the kids?
Those are the kids. It's Nat, Jenks, and Squidly. Whenever I show you artwork, they are usually somewhere inside. So that's where they are in this one. So while you guys are doing that, enjoying your delicious waffles, what would you like to discuss of where to take this investigation?
Does anybody know any spells to make puppet men?
Well, I mean, there are, but I don't know any.
Because it could have, it could have been a construct or a golem, or there's a lot of different things it could be.
There's a lot. Yeah, never mind. Scratch that. I got nothing.
The only
Valtreya
thing I can
and
think of so
Ennui.
far is that it's somebody from the Xanathar. Is that a guild? Or
Yeah.
There is a Xanathar guild.
Syndicate?
Yes.
Yes.
Because we've got where the one of the victims had the black winged snake on it.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that it possibly could have been targeting that person.
I think it was targeting the gnome. But what were you going to say, Chris?
I was gonna say.
Well, is the gnome the same one with that, or who had the mark?
No, one of the humans had the mark.
Oh, okay.
The other human may have had a mark similar, but you couldn't like ruffle the body enough to search for a tattoo. The first man happened to just have his arm sleeve like burnt off, so that it was visible.
Yeah.
They were dressed similar, so you could assume.
What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying that Valtreya and Ennui, both of you, well, not one of you can make a history check, and the other one's giving you advantage.
Okay, I have a +2 to history.
Let me see what mine is.
I lived in a cave until a week ago.
You came out of this cave.
I have a
Yeah.
plus
What
2
you're
as
doing?
well.
You're doing
Okay.
very well, Marv.
So,
Okay. Do you want to roll with advantage?
sure. Yeah, sure, why not?
Yep.
Oh, that's much better. All right, great.
Yes.
So, something about the description of this puppet man is it's like right in the back of your mind. You're like, I've seen something like this before. And then you think to in the fall they have this thing called the Festival of Wonders, where the Church of Gond, which is like they're basically like a tinkerer church. They create these little automaton men that, you know, go about. They're like steam powered and they move and they do all this crazy stuff. And it sounds like maybe what the person saw, it sounds like one of these sort of automatons created for this crazy festival that happens in the fall.
How far away is the fall?
There's only
There's
only one specific like group that makes them.
So there are tinkerers all over Waterdeep, but the biggest contributor to the Festival of Wonders is the Temple of Gond. Gond being I forgot his exact domain, but he's basically like the tinkerer god. He creates machines, etc.
It's like Tinkerbell.
A little more buff. He's like a big, huge dude with a cog behind him. But yeah, it could be like Tinkerbell.
I was
But
saying,
can he have wings?
Tinkerbell has a
little-
nasty temper. I wouldn't want
That
to
is
cross
true.
her.
That is
That's
true.
true.
It is not Julia Roberts. So with
I'm thinking the Disney cartoon one that tried to get Wendy killed.
Oh yeah, no, they're both feisty. If you look at your journal, we are currently in chess, which is in the spring. Fall doesn't start until, you know, past midsummer, so you still got a little while.
Okay. So they always make these puppets for this thing. Are they like, is it like Burning Man where they're destroyed after? Or...
Actually, no. You have heard that some people keep them around as servants. You know, the temple has them, you know, keeping care of the grounds of the temple. They like plants, like watering plants and stuff.
So, do y'all think we should go talk to the temple and see if we can know if anyone has any devious tendencies or anything that they're like, yeah, this one makes the really weird ones or something?
Or if, you know, they have a list of people that have purchased them.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your serial number and the address.
Warranty information.
Good plan.
Magical LoJack.
Marv, have you ever seen an automaton before? I don't think you would have.
I don't know. Is it something that would come down and try to kill him?
Well, there is a there's talk of some sort of mad mage that lives in the Undermountain that may have created something like that, but I don't know if Marv has ever delved that deep, or if he just stuck to the more normal cave formations.
Marv lived mostly in the caves. The only time he ever ventured out was to eat.
That's fair. All right. So if you are thinking of investigating the temple, I'm putting it on your map and I'm shift pinging you. It's way over here, in the House of the Inspired Hands is what it's called, over in the Sea Ward area. I don't know if you guys could see that.
I think I saw that.
I think, guys.
Oops.
You said it was
Right over
House of
here?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it'll take you it's quite the walk, but it is doable. Or you can hire a cart.
Well, considering we came from our home and then went down to the yawning
Yeah, it's about the same
portal,
distance.
how long does that take us to get? Because
So I sort of estimated it, but you're only about 3 miles from the yawning portal from your house, and then it's about another 3.5 miles ish to the temple. Does that make sense?
So it takes us about 45 minutes.
Yeah. Everyone walks.
Yeah, I don't want to walk.
You don't want to walk.
I said I don't mind walking.
Okay. You got your hat.
Yeah,
You're good.
I would think we're fairly used to walking.
All right.
So.
Yeah.
That works.
You are plebeians.
So you're sorry, I've been not opening this beer this whole time. Guys, look what I found. This is an aside. I found the actual 2 juicy. It was out of rotation, but I got it for 2 napkins juicy. So there it is.
That's amazing.
I'm excited.
I'm not sure how that applies to a beer though. Like I don't.
Oh, it's just a juicy
Some
IPA.
beers get juicy.
It's hoppy and juicy and yummy.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm gonna drink it out of the awesome mug you guys got me. So cheers. With that, you guys head towards the Temple of the Inspired Hands. Give me just 1 second to get there.
Sounds like a temple I would enjoy.
I was waiting.
The idle hand.
Waiting
Yeah.
for that joke to come.
Oh, speaking of which, Kenzie, that thing we discussed before, I do need to talk to you again about that before our next session. If you don't remember what I'm
Yes.
talking about, totally fine.
I remember.
Okay.
No, I remember.
Yep. Hopefully that shouldn't apply here, but anyway, regardless of which.
Yeah,
moving
I'm
on.
hoping that doesn't come into play.
Not here, not in this robot temple, but who knows? So with that, let me see. So the House of the Inspired Hands looks like a cross between a temple and a workshop. The symbol of Gond is a smooth cog with 4 spokes, and it's displayed prominently. You see the silhouette of a humanoid shape perched on the rooftop. And as you approach, it extends an arm and releases a tiny metal sparrow that shoots directly towards you. The bird does a few leaps in the air and then sort of like just beams directly at you. Guys, we need to roll initiative.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
All right.
Let me get
I
the
weren't
timer
ready.
out for you.
I was like, oh, is this one of those paper note ones? Nope, it's an attack. Okay.
Not already on the map, right?
Yeah, don't we have to click on our thing on the map?
Yeah, let me get you in there. You guys can just roll, and then as you come in here, I'll populate it. I think I can do it this way. Can I do it that way?
Ooh.
Well, here, let's just put you on here.
Ooh.
So
Hey!
just so you know, Chris, if
Yep.
you're on a different map than us that you haven't moved us over to yet, oh, never mind. It's coming up.
Okay. Could I have done it from the other maps?
Well, whenever I set the initiative and my players aren't on the map that I'm on, like it's just blank. It doesn't. It's not the same initiative when you go to the next one. But it looks like this is
Oh.
working fine.
Okay. These miniatures are not to scale. Does everyone have access to your initiative opportunities now, or you can just add yourself? Or I'll add you.
Yeah, hang on. I can.
If you just add yourself, and then if you can, and you can.
How do you
just,
add yourself?
How do we have?
How do you all
Wow.
have 7s?
I rolled a nat
Rolls?
20. Do I have to re-roll?
No, you can type it in there. I
How do you
trust
type it in?
You just click on the number, and it should turn yellow. Or does it not allow you to do that?
They have to be in the turn order, so you have to add them into the.
Oh, I see. There you go.
I'm not in there either.
Yeah, I almost there. There you go.
Why aren't you faster?
I'm trying. You're all in there now. Put in your stuff.
There it is. Okay.
That works. We good? You guys all got 7s? Like, legit?
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, they legit all got
I
that
rolled.
All right.
I got 4 plus 3.
I mean, if you want me to re-roll just in case.
Yeah, I mean I can do better for sure.
No, you're good. So with that, Valtrea, you see this figure on the top roof of this temple shoot this strange, like, looks like a bird at you, or at your just group in general. What are you gonna? You get to act first. What are you gonna do?
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. So there's a dude that shot the bird at us.
Oh, so it looks to be from the roof. Yes.
Okay.
He pointed at you. A bird shot out, did a couple loop-de-loops, and then it looks like it's like dive bombing at you.
Can I shoot the bird?
Sure, go ahead, make an attack roll. If you have a ranged attack. He's 60 feet away.
Cool. I'm clicking on it.
12 total is not enough to hit it as the ray of frost shoots over him.
That's 13, but
13 is
probably not
neither.
any better.
Oh, sorry, I see it now. I don't know why there's 2 of them. I see 2 of them.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
But I
unfortunately,
imagine
no, you missed.
Neither of those hits. Okay.
No, Thoughtsy, you see this bird shooting towards you.
I'm gonna shoot at the caster.
Okay,
'Cause I feel like
he is
if I
going to
shoot
be
at the
about
caster,
75
then
feet.
It'll...
It's going to be about 75 feet away at this point.
Ooh. Isn't Eldritch Blast 120?
It might be.
It is 120.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Did it roll it, or did it just
No, it
show
just
up?
gave me the description.
Oops. How do I... There it is.
Easy quick game.
17 for 1 damage.
Woo!
Damn.
So this Eldritch Blast is like a long sniper shot. You just see it floating through the air and eventually hits the target, and it kind of like stumbles back and it falls back, and you kind of lose sight of it. But the bird thing, it's still on its way. With that, the bird thing is heading directly towards Marv. Marv.
Sorry, Marv.
I have his initiative in secret over here, and he's gonna go next. The bird is what I'm saying. Attack. Here we go. I don't have a thing for him, so. Nat 20. Nat 20. With this, the bird collides into you and does piercing damage as its small beak gets past your shield, and you take a total with crit of 2 damage.
Okay.
With that, the bird bounces off of you, lands on the ground, sputters and sparks as it looks like it's made out of metal, and it just powers down. It looks inoperable.
Cool. My turn?
Yep.
Yeah. I try to eat it.
Good. All right. With that, you take a big bite out of it, just thinking it's a bird. However, your teeth like sort of, you hear a crack as you're biting through the metal and denting it, but there's no delicious meat inside.
This is an awful bird.
You don't see the figure on top of the temple any longer. What would you guys like to do?
How is the temple roof? Like, could he just be hiding under another portion of it, or is it like one of those? It's really slanted temple roofs, and he just like fell off somewhere.
It's kind of like
might have
cathedral-esque. It's
just
like
been
there's a
an
lot of
automated
balconies and
sentry.
stuff. It's hard to
Yeah.
see.
I don't even know if we really need to worry about it anymore.
I agree with Natel. I say we proceed to the door.
Got knocked down by like that Eldritch Batch, and he's not getting back up.
So the doors to the temple are open, and inside looks like there's a buzz of activity. There's people. It doesn't look so much people in worship. It looks more like people looking in a museum. There's people that come and going, looking at the different items inside, and there's a whole lot going on.
All right, I go, whose bird is this? And I throw it on the ground.
No one seems to pay you any mind as they're just looking around. There's some people look like they're obviously like just taking in the sight. Some people look like they work here, but no one seems to notice as you come in and yell that. They can hear you. They just look like they're just not paying attention to you.
These guys are dicks.
You do see a few other like weird-looking items around in like display cases. You don't see anyone here that looks like they're, what's the word, like clergy? Maybe they're further in the temple. You're just in the grand hall at this point. The Hall of Exemplary Inventions is what the stonework says above it.
Every time I try to delete this, I accidentally put it in the thing. I don't know why it says I have thaumaturgy. I don't.
Okay, I was gonna say, because if you boomed your voice right now, that'd be pretty sweet.
I wanted to, but I keep remembering, like, it's in my spell list, but
For
I
no
don't
reason.
have this spell, and I don't know why it's there,
We'll have to figure that out. It just really wants you to have it.
but I can't delete it.
What would you guys like to do?
Can we see where there's like further back in the temple where there might be clergy? Like, is there like a clear way to look to where we would go?
Yeah, this is a large hallway with glass cases on either side. You can see more figures further past the crowd, but you can guess they're probably in that direction.
Do we want to try to find someone who is with the clergy, because they would be more knowledgeable on this sort of thing and maybe more inclined to help us if, one of their own is, because I assume this god is probably one of the ones that isn't, for murder. So
Well, there's nothing all that wrong with gods that are...
no, but this particular one,
Yeah.
because I'm not having that argument today. We'll
So-
do the whole get Marv out of the cult thing later. So
So you're
But,
heading towards the back, or anything else?
well, I think we should pick up the bird that Marv threw,
Okay.
so we can, because maybe they'll recognize whose handiwork it is.
Who has said bird? Does Marv hold on
I'll
to
say
it?
I pick it up because Marv threw it down, and I'm just like, no, it's evidence. Like, it just.
Marv, are you okay with that, or do you not care since you
Yeah,
can't
I
really
don't
eat
care.
it?
It's not. I can't eat it.
All right. So, anything else, guys? Sorry if I'm interrupting anyone. No. You head towards the back. You see different things on either side of you. Without getting closer to the cases, you can't really tell. You see what looks like a model of a clock tower. There's some weird, flying contraption. Looks like there's a mechanical dragon thing. There's a helmet with arms. And there's a weird-looking, metal manta ray thing. But as you're just walking past them, if there's anything that you would like to investigate more, you can. If not, we'll just move right
I mean,
along.
I want to look at the clock tower. What time does it say?
Oh, no, I don't know. Is it 12:55? No, that's wrong.
Oh,
Is it 11:55? It's real close.
no, you're not. You're way off.
Oh, no. There's a small man hanging from the...
Yeah. It's 10:04.
Damn it. You're right. Oh, man. Yes, unfortunately, no. I missed that Easter egg. I'm sorry. But looking at it is a 4-foot tall working model of a clock tower. It is made of wood, iron, bronze, and glass with brass bells and delicate hands formed from solid gold. You've never seen a clock that small.
I've never seen a clock.
You've never seen a clock. Anything
This
else?
clock
or-
is like as tall as he is, isn't it?
It's
little
taller. It's a
taller.
foot taller.
A little taller.
It's
a-
huge to him.
It's huge.
I just imagine Marv trying to climb it.
It's
King
behind
Kong
glass,
style.
isn't it?
King Kong style.
Yeah,
It's a
but isn't it
weather
behind the glass,
experiment.
so he'd have to.
All right. So with that, anything else you guys want to look at, or we're just moving right along?
Let's move along.
All right.
Yeah, just because we've got to deal with someone who fireballed a crowd.
All right. So you do see a dragonborn woman come towards you. She looks like she looks like a bronze dragon, that type of ancestry. Zach, I don't remember if Marv does not like metallics, thinks that they're evil.
I
Marv
think it's the
thinks that
opposite.
Marv thinks that metallics are evil because chromatics are clearly the good ones.
Good ones, right? All right. So
Oh, then how does he feel about Valtreya?
I mean, is Valtreya running around saying that she's got silver dragon blood heritage? I don't think you've ever mentioned it to her.
No, but she does have tiny silver scales.
I mean, that just looks pretty to him. I carry around metal.
yeah,
Okay.
this is a full-on dragon woman,
Yeah.
like a brass dragon woman who.
And his opinion of things that he doesn't like for that circumstance are just like, I can talk to them nicely and they'll believe. Because
Marv is not one to make broad brush generalizations over whole races of people.
He is not motivated by hate. He is 100% a sentient dog.
So with that, you are approached by this woman. Does Marv react in any way, or is this like, "Hi, have you had a Tiamat?"
I don't know. I'd probably stay quiet a little bit. See what's going on.
So with that, the woman comes up to you and she says, "Welcome. My name is Valletta. I am the one of the clergy here at the Temple of Gond. Have you come for the tour?"
Actually, no. We're investigating an attack that happened earlier this morning, and we're hoping that one of you could help us. We believe a construct was involved, and then someone attacked us right outside your building, and they used this, and I took the bird out.
All right. She holds it in her claw and she's, "Oh, Nim's playing with his toys again, isn't he?" He didn't mean you any harm. He's just he kind of loses control of these things sometimes. If you like, I can take you to see him.
Well, before we do that, I just wanted to clarify that the attack that happened this morning, I don't know if word has reached this section of town, but someone unleashed a fireball in the middle of a crowd, and it looks like a construct dropped a bead of fireball from the rooftop.
So she mentions that she there's no magic practiced here. We believe purely in science and ingenuity. And we have not been missing a construct. All our constructs are here and accounted for.
Okay.
I would have known. Most of them are programmed to not be able to leave the temple grounds anyway.
No, that's fine. I'm sure you all have incredible protections on your constructs. I just wasn't sure if any of you possibly knew of someone who might be able to create something like this that is who would have constructs outside of the temple, or just some sort of lead as to who might have created this, because they killed a number of people this morning.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear of it. I can assure you it wasn't one of ours. We have, like I mentioned, wards on our nimblewrights that prevent them from leaving. The difficulty comes is we're not the only ones who own nimblewrights. They're actually, quite the commodity. A lot of noble houses may have them, and some people at the dock wards maybe have used them. They're used for entertainment. It'd be difficult to find a specific one.
This one was humanoid shaped. Does that make any difference?
Oh, they all are.
Okay.
Nim himself is a nimblewright.
We should probably go talk to Nim just to see, construction-wise, if he could help us through this, or, maybe hopefully get an apology from him trying to
Okay.
bean Marv with his bird.
So yes, if you'd like, I can take you up there.
Sure.
Very well. With that, she leads you to a small staircase that leads up apparently to one of the towers of the temple. And at the top, you see a hatch door in the ceiling, like an attic type release. And she says, "Oh, that's strange." As she pulls out her keys, that doesn't look like the normal sort of lock. As you look, it looks like it's been pieced together by different types of locks, and her key does not seem to fit. It's like, he's been playing with the locks again now.
He's been playing with a lot of things, it sounds like.
Can I try to pick the lock?
Absolutely.
Okay. Is that thieves' tools? Do I click
Yes,
on
yes,
that?
it does.
Or?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, and it wants me to pick an attribute. Is that
Dexterity.
Dex? I thought. Yeah. Okay.
So as you're trying to pick one of the locks, it looks like other tumblers are moving in different positions, and you can't quite figure out the pattern. You're having trouble picking this lock. It's more advanced than you would have thought.
Just knock on the door.
Yeah. I was just seeing if we could just, spite him just a little bit, but sure.
So you knock on the door, and there appears to be no response. Valletta goes to you and says, "Now he can't speak, but he can understand you."
I could talk to him telepathically.
He has no mind. He's a robot.
Oh.
He's a nimblewright. He's one of these constructs.
Oh, I thought the nimblewright was the person who made them.
No, sorry.
That's what I thought too, so I'm glad you clarified that.
This is a little confusing. Nim is a nimblebot, or a nimblewright, and a nimblewright is a humanoid type construct.
Oh, okay. That's where I got...
Nimblewrights were the name of the people who made the constructs.
Nimblewright is the name of the construct.
Okay.
Yes.
I misunderstood.
Yeah.
And Nim makes his own nimblewrights?
You don't know that you know that he plays with things.
Oh, I thought she said that he makes them.
He made the bird.
Okay.
So they're somewhat
And he made this
sentient
lock.
then? They're not just simple robots, they're more like AI?
Well,
Or
that's the thing is, as these nimblewrights become more and more advanced, some of them seem to take on a personality. and it depends on how they're created. We did not create Nim. He was gifted to us by a Lantanese wizard from the south. So I don't know what went into his construction. He does seem a little more, what's the word, rebellious, if that's possible, but I can guarantee he hasn't left the ground. His programming prevents that.
Is he sentient enough to understand that he is programmed?
I've never thought of it that way before. You'd have to ask him.
That's a terrifying thought. Okay.
Yeah,
How
because
does-
if he understands and he's playing with other constructs, he might
Then he knows
understand at
he's a
some point.
construct.
How
And
does he
might be able to
communicate if he
communicate
can't
his own
speak?
programs.
We've developed a intricate hand-signed type of language that we can communicate with.
So we would need you to translate.
Yes, anything you say I can translate to him. He can understand you, though. It's basically you won't be able to understand him because he has no way to speak.
Right.
Right.
He,
Okay.
he,
We
under,
need
he's,
you to
he can
translate
understand
for him.
common. That's all he can understand.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so there still hasn't been an answer at the door, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Does he normally lock himself in like this?
Well, honestly, the temple's been rather busy recently with our new exhibits downstairs that haven't really paid him as much attention. You don't need to feed him, obviously, so I honestly don't remember the last time I saw him.
What's the door made out of?
It's just a wooden door.
I attack it.
As you raise your weapon to smash it, Valletta says, I can't allow you to damage temple property.
Well, then open the door.
I would if I could. I had the key, but as you can see, the lock has changed.
Okay, so we just stand. Okay. I'll try to be more behaved.
Aw.
He's a surface dweller now, guys.
Okay, so
He's learning.
so the door, is it thick enough that if we tried to speak through it, that maybe he'd hear us, or
it's
is it look like
it's
it's
not
a
like
really thick
it's not like a
dampening?
reinforced. Like if Marv had attacked it, he probably would have been able to break it.
Right, okay. Because I can just try to say as sweetly as possible, Nim, we have your bird.
Oh,
Valletta says, Nim, it's fine. You're not in trouble. We just want to return your toy to you. Please open the door, would you? And now she grants you advantage on your persuasion check.
Great, I've got a +7.
Holy crap.
Mm-hmm. Can't see it. Oh, that's amazing.
So you hear some movement from above you, and the trap door, you hear like click, 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 and you see like all the different lock heads start to move around, and then they eventually just move out of the way, and the whole trap door swings open into the ceiling. You see a shape, and then it immediately moves away to the side.
Okay. Thank you. And then I climb up.
Okay. Ennui by herself, or is everyone going up?
can we all like will we all fit up there?
Yeah, the trap door
Okay.
leads to like a larger attic area.
Dope. I'm going up.
And I do have the bird where it can be seen as well. Like that way he doesn't immediately mistrust that I've come up without something.
Okay. You look up here, and it seems like there's a lot of clutter in this area. It seems like some of the crates have been arranged almost geometrically, as if someone was trying to decorate in some way. Now, as you present the bird, you don't see a figure. You do see a small movement in the corner behind the crates.
Nim, we brought your bird back. We didn't understand that you were playing. We wouldn't have attacked if we had known that.
You can't even eat it.
Oh, we came up to apologize. Would you please come out and talk to us?
You see the movement. It looks like almost like shaking coming from the corner.
We won't hurt you.
Cast guiding.
I did a 27, a nat 27.
I take out the necklace of fireballs. I throw the whole
Both
thing
of
at
them.
him.
Both charges.
Both charges. Valletta moves up. Nim, stop this silly business, and stomps over towards him. You see that this nimblewright is like As you move forward, you see a small. Let me just show you a picture. It's hard to describe these guys. This is a very dapper nimblewright, but the idea is there. This kind of thing.
Cool.
And he's kind of like holding his knees up to his chest and sort of shaking, and like, you know, he looks afraid.
Oh, the poor baby. Can I go try to give him a hug?
As you move towards him, he kind of like moves away, trying to like.
Okay, never mind. Okay, I'm sorry.
Why is he afraid?
Because we tried to shoot him.
So Valletta,
I did shoot him. I did.
Yeah, you did shoot
shit.
him. There is a
I'm
small
really sorry.
like scar, like a what is a scorch mark on his shoulder. Valletta says he's just acting up. Nim, you're not in trouble. Come out here and talk to them.
Is he wooden or is he metal?
He's metal.
Like, is his
he's
shoulder?
He's metal.
He's-
It's not
I'm sorry?
like he's metal. It'll just polish off. You didn't do any lasting damage to him. He just looks intimidated. If that's
Okay.
could be. It's
So
hard
I
to tell.
kind of move forward slowly, almost like I'm coming towards a child.
Mhm.
And I can, even if he's kind of curled up towards the floor, if he's kind of tried to make himself small, I can get lower down so that I'm not as intimidating.
Okay.
And I definitely don't have my hood up or anything. And I'm just like, we just want to talk to you. We didn't mean to hurt you.
So
and I hold out the bird.
Valletta,
and I kind of leave it there to see if he'll take it.
Valletta interrupts you, kind of not physically, but kind of moves just in front of you, and says, oh, "You can't coddle the thing," and grabs it by the arm and lifts him up, and it just stands up in front of you. It's like, now Nim, you talk to these people and answer all their questions at once.
Well, we can only hear one answer at a time, so it doesn't have to be all of them.
Does Nim have a sense of humor? Because he might enjoy Marv.
You don't know.
Um,
Let me see.
Can we adopt him? Can we take him back home?
I mean,
They
I was
don't
already
have to
thinking
see
it,
him.
as long as he's not the murderer. But maybe even if he is, who knows?
Nim, he starts moving his fingers in strange gestures, and Valletta's like, yes, we know. You haven't perfected the bird yet. Yes, obviously. Here he is. And she kind of like just takes it from you and tosses it at his feet, and he picks up and sort of like holds it in his hand like an injured bird. He's like, now, answer all their questions. What would you like to ask Nim? Valletta will translate for you.
What's your secret, Nim?
Stop.
I'm not
you guys
even
want me to
gonna-
keep going with it, or does someone else want to
No,
take a
let's,
turn talking to?
anyone else.
I believe Marv asked a question.
Nim, and Valletta, he doesn't seem to understand. Can you be more specific, or use a different pop culture reference?
Where are the rats, Nim? The rats of Nim. Where are his rats?
Oh my god.
Ay.
Oh.
I'm okay, Roger. It's just laughing.
He just
It's just
By
laughing.
chance, have you figured out how to leave the temple grounds without them knowing or being deactivated?
so he does his gestures and Valletta says, he says, no, he's not left. He can't leave, and he's lonely. You're a robot. You can't be lonely. I don't know what the word robot
don't
means. You're a
invalidate his
construct.
Feelings like that.
Sorry, say that again.
Because he's lonely. He's lonely.
Oh,
Made a
fine.
little bird friend. I'm sure he could be lonely.
He makes another gesture, and then Valletta looks at him and says, "You've made other friends. Why I haven't been informed of this?"
Oh, tell us about your other friends. Maybe we'd like to meet them too.
And Valletta says, "Yes, I'd like to learn more about this as well." With that, Nim, through his motions and through Valletta's interpretations, you learn that Nim actually created another nimblewright and kept him up here with him to sort of ease his loneliness. However, apparently something happened to its programming, and the creation left in some sort of confused state about a month ago, and Nim hasn't been able to see it since, and hasn't been able to leave this area to chase it down. That was about a month ago.
Would you be able to track it if you were able to?
Valletta, translate your question, but at the same time, you can see like she's like shaking with rage at this point. It's like, Nim, you know that is against Gon's rules, and the punishment for that is quite severe. I will be right back. And with that, she heads downstairs and looks like she's trying to get like some more acolytes to come do something.
Is there a way that we can like fuck up his programming and steal him?
None of you guys have any background in how these things work, so I'm gonna have to say
I
no.
think these are like a mystery. I've never seen anything like this
Yeah.
before.
I don't want them to melt him.
That being
Maybe-
said, I will say from some of your past experiences in Waterdeep, the nimblewrights that you've seen have not been this personable, so to speak. They've been more
Yeah.
like, we do backflips, and then we turn off until next year's fair.
Yeah, this one seems sentient. I take some parchment and a pen out of my pocket, and I look at him and I say, "Do you write? Can we communicate to you without her here?"
He shakes his head.
Are we having a Hugo moment right now?
He shakes his head and points at the paper, and he doesn't seem to be able to write.
Okay.
You hear movement coming from below you, coming up towards the attic.
Simple questions then. So, real quick, the punishment for this, will they hurt you?
He looks down in what looks to be sadness, but then he shakes his head slowly.
Okay. We just want to be sure. We can try to help find your friend. You said he was confused. Was he confused in a way that you think he might hurt someone or hurt himself?
So, as soon as you mention you can help his friend, he kind of like sits up a little bit as if he's excited, and he starts moving his hands in all sorts of crazy patterns, but you can't follow. At that point, Valletta comes back up with two acolytes behind her, and she says, "All right, you know the drill. Remove all of his tools." And they start collecting all of his different tools and pieces of metal and all his tinkering devices, putting them in crates, and starts bringing them downstairs.
Well,
Okay.
That seems harsh.
Valletta, you never answered my question.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the question?
I asked Nim if he would be able to track this nimblewright if he was able to leave temple grounds.
I don't know of any way to track a nimblewright. What I can
He
do is I can look at
created
our records and see if we have a list of orders.
No. Nim's creature.
I want to know if Nim would be able to track his own creation.
She's okay, fine. I'll ask him, and she starts doing things. And as the response comes through his movements, she's like, "A detector? Where is this?" And he starts pointing towards the boxes that the acolytes are bringing downstairs.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
We might need those to find his friend.
So the acolyte stops as you slow his descent, and he's like, "What do I do?" So
This poor acolyte's so confused.
I
Nim,
take the
could you
boxes
find
from
the
upstairs,
could
put them
you
downstairs.
get the detector for us?
So looking through the box, Natel, you find a strange object. It's about 1 foot long, made out of copper, and it has a weird looking umbrella, like metallic protrusion at one end.
What?
It looks
Okay.
like this.
That's adorable, and I love it.
I know.
It's
With
like a
that,
Deluminator with an
Natel
umbrella.
starts, or sorry, not Natel. Nim starts nodding enthusiastically.
Nim,
And
is
he's
this
like-
Very nice, but not a single person in this room besides you probably knows how to use
He
this.
does this.
Yeah.
So you squeeze it.
Yeah, like there's a handle on the front of it.
Okay, squeeze it.
All right,
Michelle.
as you just
Yeah, so I squeeze it.
so out of character, it's like a bike brake, right? And
Yeah.
As you pull it, the little umbrella on top starts spinning slowly, and as you are holding it, waving it around, as it moves towards Nim, it starts spinning really quickly, and as you pull it away, it slows down. It looks like the faster it spins, the closer you are to a nimblewright.
Cool.
Very good to know.
Not really inconspicuous, but cool.
He does some more motions, and Valletta says, Nim, that is good information. I'm sorry I'm so hard on you. It's been a very stressful month. And you can't be breaking the rules like this. We give you your whole room up here. Anyways.
Yes, but if he has no outside stimulation and he's up here by himself, what do you expect him to do? Very sentient.
That is true. We have not given the freedom maybe he desires, but unfortunately we don't have actually the power to remove his or change his programming from when we purchased it from the wizard. He has room of the whole grounds, not just this room, but he seems to like it here. With that, she says, I'm sorry I was so rude earlier. Let me help you decipher this. So this object apparently will detect a nimblewright within 500 feet. The closer you are to it, the more fast the umbrella will work. Of course, it's not going to detect your nimblewright. It'll just detect any nimblewright in the vicinity. So it will narrow down your search, but Waterdeep's a large place.
So if we discover his nimblewright, is there a way that we can deactivate it? Is it booby trapped if we try to deactivate it?
She communicates with Nim. Nim says, there's no, like Nim himself, there's no off switch. These constructs are either destroyed or eventually just wear down.
You said your friend was confused. Confused in what way?
He's trying to tell me something more specific, but all I'm getting is confused, angry,
Okay.
disarray. I can't quite, it doesn't make sense to me. But this was a long time ago. Anything could have happened in that time.
That's true. And I look at the clergy because I'm blanking on her name at the moment. But I say, if by off far out there chance another nimblewright did something that hurt people, what would be the consequences for that nimblewright?
Oh, it would instantly have to be dismantled, of course. And with that, you see Nim sort of, an alarm, like move away.
Yeah.
It's like, Nim, that's the way it works. If harm is caused by a construct, that construct must be dispelled.
There's no way to reprogram or to fix if something's gone wrong?
The only one that could do that was the person who created it to begin with, which would be Nim, but it looks like his creation had flaws, as you can see. If it wasn't even the one that caused the disaster you say happened in the North Ward, I can't believe a construct would do such a thing, and for what reason? Someone must have told it to do it.
Well, if he was confused, it may not have been his fault.
From what you've told me of this attack, it seems like there was a target, and it wasn't just wanton chaos.
Sounds like somebody took control of his nimblewright.
It seems like maybe someone took advantage of your friend, Nim. If we were able to get him back to you, would you be able to help him?
He looks down as if thinking, but you know that he's probably processing things very quickly. He looks up and he starts nodding like...
Okay. So maybe if he was involved, it might have been more that he was manipulated, and maybe that could be the thing to look for. If we get to him before the authorities do, it may be that could be the way to find out what happened, but also not have him be destroyed at the same time.
It's a possibility. Valletta says, I'm sorry, with punishment must go through, we're going to remove Nim's tools for now. However, they will be returned to him once he's thought about what he's done. In the meantime, I need to have to speak to you all in private. And she motions below.
Very quickly, I just have one more question. Nim, did your friend have a name of his own?
He shakes his head.
Okay. Thank you. We'll do the best we can.
Right. With that, Valletta heads downstairs. The acolytes continue to remove Nim's possessions as he's kind of just, shoulders in front, like distraught that all his playthings are being taken away. As you head down to, Valletta takes you to a side room. It looks to be some sort of office, and she's like, I'm sorry, I had no idea that he was creating other machines.
He seems lonely. He seems genuinely lonely.
That's, of course, impossible. He is a construct. He is wires and bolts and gears.
He seems sentient enough,
if
though.
he's- Yeah, if he's smart enough to create another creation, that probably means, you know, he has some higher.
And you said
Thinking
you
ability.
didn't create him. He was a gift from somebody else, so you don't know really what's in his programming.
Oh, there is wisdom in what you say. Maybe I've underestimated him. But my worry is now that
everybody is different. Like you're a metallic, and you're doing pretty good things.
What do you mean by? I'm sorry.
Marv is new to the area, so please forgive him. And
You
I
see,
kind of
like,
just
the
lean towards
smallest,
Marv
like,
and just whisper
trickle
very
of
quietly that you're right. Various dragonborns of all types do wonderful things, and I just kind of leave it at that and just turn my attention back.
So Marv,
so you're saying like you
looking
have
down,
no idea how
really
to,
quick, Marv, looking down her snout at you, you see like the smallest trickle of like smoke rising from her nostrils as she kind of like eyes you down. But then she's like, forgive me, my temper's not where it should be. I tell you what, we can't
Very
have...
common among your kind.
Marv.
Marv.
Shut up.
I take the hat and I push it down on his face.
Like I was saying, we can't have people knowing that a construct that came out of our temple is going around murdering people. I hate
We
to
don't
ask
know
this
for
of you.
sure if it was his that did it, but we probably need to be the ones who find him first if he was involved.
I ask that you use discretion and keep the name of Gond out of your investigation. If you're able to bring it back or destroy it and bring proof, the church will pay you 500 gold pieces.
We can do that.
I'm afraid 500 total is all I have.
Okay. Just check.
I may be able to sweeten the pot, though. I do have a few inventions that we've been working on that you may find interesting, and you can have them free of charge after you complete your mission, of course.
Well, these things are so strange, but I mean, if you guys want them, that's fine.
So there's no way that you know of to turn off his, I guess, like range. The thing, his lock that's keeping him there.
I have not seen his inner workings or how he was constructed. I have no idea how this machine works.
If he could
I'm
fix
talking
it.
about
Didn't come with an instruction manual? Like,
No, I got it
just
at
buy
IKEA. It's just pictures, and there's extra pieces. So basically, here's where we're at, guys. You're at the church. If you are able to keep things out of the church, like if you don't draw attention to the church, and you bring proof of either capture or destruction of this nimblewright that's gone amok, you'll earn 500 gold pieces and a bunch of weird stuff that they have.
I like weird stuff.
Uh-huh. So as you leave, you're now in the deciding where to go from here. You're in the hall of crazy inventions. You have a couple of options to you. I'm just sort of fast forwarding this because we only have a few minutes left. You do know that Vincent Trench asked you to come talk to him. You do know that you have a device that can search for nimblewrights regardless of creator. It only has a 500-foot radius, so you'll have to kind of go around the city where you'd like to look. And basically, that's where we're at. So why don't you guys, while you're in this this hall of these inventions all around you, why don't you discuss what you'd like to do? And for funsies, let's say everything you say is in character. Good luck.
Well, I think we should go back and talk to Vincent. Might have a good idea of where we can start looking.
And we
Yeah.
can pull on that thing the whole time we're walking.
Well, I think in the area near home, we know that it may not hurt to turn it on at different points because that's at least where they were operating from. We also know that there was evidence of going down into the sewers. So, from at least, I don't know that the person who took stuff off of the gnome's body is the same as the construct, but it could be that that they're still in the general neighborhood. It could be. So
Could
we
be.
could try that. I also do.
Yeah,
want-
let's see if we can narrow it down before we just go searching.
Yeah. Oh no,
Does
I
it
just.
have a finite amount of uses.
No, but you have a finite amount of time and patience.
Sure.
Yeah, for time's sake, let's see if we can
I'm just
narrow it
saying,
down.
if
Yeah.
like we're walking the whole time through the city, there's no reason why we can't have it on.
No,
Yeah,
you can
and
always
as-
have it on.
Marv's like a little kid. Marv can just be playing with it the whole time, and it would look.
It does look
totally
like one of
normal.
those circus toys that it has the lights on
Yeah.
Yes.
it. Yeah. It makes a fun sound too.
Oh gosh.
All right.
So we're gonna slowly become increasingly annoyed with Marv just like
Oh yes.
making
No. Of course not.
Congratulations, we're parents.
basically. But I also look at everyone else and I kind of just offhand go, so I do wonder if Nim can fix his friend. I wonder if his friend can remove his fencing.
Say that again.
Because if Nim can fix his friend and make him unconfused, if Nim made him, this friend might have the same level of sentience as Nim. So if the friend, they might be able to instruct each other on how to remove the limiter, on Nim.
So that's
Because-
So we can
possibility.
adopt him.
Well, I'm not saying that entirely, but I'm saying it could open up that possibility if Nim decides he doesn't want to live there. Obviously, this would depend on Nim's decision here. But I am for adopting him if he is lonely, and especially if the construct he made cannot be saved.
All right.
I'm still hoping that his friend was manipulated and not directly consciously involved.
Me too. That would be real sad for them.
So
Mhm.
we're
Alright, so
sorry, I'm doing
sounds
something on
like
the map.
we're going to head back towards
Vincent.
going to casually use, I don't know what that's called.
This is a nimblewright detector.
Anything.
The detector.
What?
I mean, it looks like a toy.
Nimrod. It's a Nimrod.
It's a- it is a Nimrod.
It is. It's the Nimrod.
That was great.
But I feel
I
like
hand
if,
it to Marv and tell him to go to town.
yeah, I feel like it's gonna still look discreet because it looks like a kid with a toy.
It
so
does.
Exactly.
It does.
It's perfect.
So, just so I'm clear, as you're verring this thing, you are heading down Delzorin Street is the most direct way to Trollskull Manor, or Trollskull Alley, I should say, that I see. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so as
Makes
you go
sense.
through the rest of the Sea Ward, of course it's activated by the temple behind you. As you move further away from the temple, it begins to calm down. And as you go through the rest of the Sea Ward towards the center area, it doesn't seem to activate at all. As you move closer towards Trollskull and in the North Ward, it starts to ver soft, like gently.
yeah, there's probably more in this area just because of some of the homes here.
So am I right in understanding we're heading back to Trollskull Alley?
Yes,
I think
because-
one of the-
We're gonna talk to Vincent.
All right, so you head towards the Tiger's Eye, and again, it's full of smoke, and you see Vincent sitting behind his desk. He's like, it's about time you guys showed up. Let me guess. You talked to those weird gearheads over at the temple, right?
Yes, we did, and we got that.
Wonderful. While you were playing with those, I did find a few things you may find interesting. However, I will tell you, I don't work for free.
Well, okay. I mean, the street behind your building just got fireballed, but okay.
Yeah, also, I didn't ask you to sit down with us.
That's fair. Let me make sure I got the right guy.
Yeah, I feel like we're trying to work together to keep our neighborhood from being, blown up again. But
like if we all got together and watched out for this neighborhood.
What I do for a living is watch out for this neighborhood, but I get paid to do it, and I can't pay my rent without some sort of gold income. Roll a persuasion check. Anyone in the group, and can roll with advantage one person, because the whole group's
Doesn't
already
we have +7?
Yes.
1,000. Yep.
I
There
have
you go.
Yep, I have a +7. So you said with advantage?
Yep. Because the whole group's arguing at him right now. Yep.
Yep. Cool.
Your time to shine.
18?
Yep.
Right, he's like, all right, because this affects our entire neighborhood, I'll let you know what I learned from Barnabas Blastwind and his investigation. They're already on the trail, although I think they might be going the wrong direction. If I tell you this, I expect to be kept in the loop of the action here, and if you guys hear anything else, be sure to head it my way. From what he's discussed with Barnabas, he says the gnome was definitely the target of this attack. He was running from armed pursuers, of which there were 3 of them. The third person isn't among the dead.
This was another one of those guys with the cloak and the sword.
Mm-hmm.
You mean the
Spider.
Black Network?
We do.
The
We
what?
didn't.
He says you mean the Black Network.
Yes.
My thoughts were leading the same way, but I can't figure out why would they blow themselves up if they're the ones behind this.
I don't know. I do know there was a man with a limp seen taking something from the gnome's body and leaving the scene.
I heard that too. I'm not entirely sure what it was. The one thing that I do know that may interest you is that apparently this gnome and his pursuers were heading towards your manor house.
That's very.
Of course they
interesting.
were.
And as soon as Barnabas Blastwind puts all this together, you can expect a early knock at your door when all the other NPCs come to visit you too.
Yeah, well,
Right.
we're gonna keep Sneezewort from answering it this time.
Now,
So-
the other thing I find interesting is from the way the bodies were placed on the ground, it doesn't seem like either the gnome nor his pursuers saw it coming. It was a surprise to everyone involved.
We had somebody say they saw a person on the roof around the time. So it's possible that the
Yeah.
person was from above.
Jezrin told me that too. I told her it was probably nothing, but I figured it was probably one of those construct things. You know, all these fancy noble people have one of them as a servant.
That's true.
And I've heard
So-
that some people use them as sort of a secret weapon. If someone's damaged, or if the construct is damaged during the blast or the attack, doesn't matter. There's no evidence to point it back towards the person who used it.
Interesting.
Let me see here. He says the one thing I haven't been able to crack is I know that there are some that have the magic power to speak with the dead. If I could talk to the victims, that would be one thing. But I don't. That's out of my wheelhouse.
Maybe
That's
in,
one of the things that our cleric can do.
Probably not at this
maybe
level, but maybe.
In a couple of levels.
I was gonna say, I was like, this seems like a
You
very.
want to level us
By
up
the
real
way,
quick?
I have 3,000 rats in my basement. If you can kill all of them.
I can! I will do that right now!
I would say the extermination services will happen for free because we can, like that he just wants the rats. It's fine.
You get paid in rats. That's what it is.
He says the
none
last
of our
thing
neighbors
I
are higher level clerics by any chance, are they?
say that again.
None of our neighbors are any higher level clerics, are they?
Not the neighbors, but he does say, if you're able to persuade the clerics, some of them may cast the required spell at a cost. I would go myself, but they really don't like me.
Can't imagine why. Yeah, is there a particular place that, like, do we know of? I don't know enough about clerics. This is out of character, but like, clerics, do they all get this spell at some point, or is it only like a particular type of cleric?
I think they have the
Like, would this
choice
be-
of learning it.
Good question. Let me find out.
Because I'm just trying to think. Like, I presume we would know if it's just something all clerics can do, because then we just find one cleric that likes us and is high level.
If you go to a big enough temple, there's probably
Is
at
this
least
something I could
one
go
guy that
to
can
the
play Speak
Emerald
with
Enclave
Dead.
for?
Say that again?
Something I could go to the Emerald Enclave for?
They're druids. I don't
'Cause
know
it's
if
not
it's
just druids.
well.
I thought when I joined, you said it wasn't just druids, but
It's druids and rangers primarily, but Jareth is a demigod. FYI. That's
I
why
think-
it's
Oh.
just a voice.
I think it is a knowledge domain and a grave domain spell. I don't think I can ever learn it.
So
It's a life domain.
that being said, I do like the idea of possibly seeing if Jareth would be willing to do it. So I'm going to give you... Vincent says one more thing. He says, by the way, while you guys were gone, that Never Ember fellow was knocking on your door looking for you.
Everybody just keeps coming to our house.
I mean,
Okay.
from what I heard, you saved his life. He probably wanted to see if you could return the favor.
Okay.
Thank you for letting us know. We'll catch up with him later, since that is obviously not the highest priority at the moment.
All right, well,
well, actually, we really need to get rid of these trade bars. I know, and now Beltre's parents are.
all right, well, you do your investigation, I'll do mine my way, and then let's reconvene. Maybe we can share some information again later.
Sure.
All right.
Thank you.
So basically, guys, we have about 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to give you two basic options, not to railroad you, but just to keep it moving. You have learned that perhaps, three really, maybe you can go to the temple. None of you have really any big ties to a temple. The Emerald Enclave probably does have power that could help you, so you could go investigate the Emerald Enclave for that. Or you can go check out Renair.
Out of curiosity, because I know I'm in the castle most of the time, but would some of the temples with, say, like, their high-level clerics and things, would they be coming into the castle Waterdeep for anything? Would they be pulling scribes for official documents or things like that, where maybe I would have a vague connection with one of them from having
Probably
done...
not. Most of the temples run their own business separate from the government.
Okay, that's what I figured, but I just wasn't sure if
Sure. Yeah, that's great. That's a
sometimes
good question.
in these things they intertwine. So
So
If we want to split up, I don't mind going to the Enclave by myself. So
I've got high persuasion, so I probably should be one of the ones who goes to the temple.
I can go with Natal. My persuasion is
oh,
a
we're
plus
doing all
5.
three. Is that what we're doing? Or just two of the three? What are we doing?
somebody wants to go. Actually, Beltre, do you want to go with Renair? Go see Renair.
Sure.
If I can get someone to speak with the dead, we want to go for the gnome who was targeted. Is that
Yeah.
okay?
yeah,
I'm looking for
yeah.
nods or like anything, like
Yeah.
anyone agree,
Okay.
because I don't know if it's gonna be one of those things of like, hey, come back later with your group, or if it's gonna be like, we're doing it now, bam. So
All
I
right.
just
So, sorry, Valtrea, are you going with Natel? Did I hear that right or did I hear that wrong?
I think I'm going to Renair.
Okay, you're going to Renair, Natel's going to the Emerald Enclave, and Nui's going to a temple. Marv, what are
we
you doing?
know which temple the bodies were taken to, because maybe that'd be convenient.
So it's a temple in the North Ward. Unfortunately, the adventure doesn't tell me exactly which one. Had I done my homework, I probably would be able to come up with one. But there is a temple nearby.
Okay.
The temple of here's where the dead guys go. Want to talk?
Yep.
so yeah, that's where you're gonna go. Marv, what would you
Yes.
like to do?
I mean, I guess I'll go to the.
You can stay home.
What would make the most sense?
I
Very
feel
well.
like
Probably go with Natal and Valtre.
Well, they're going to two
Beltre's
different
going to
places.
see Renair, but you are more than welcome to come to the Emerald Enclave with me.
I would probably go to.
doing the thing the entire time.
Go where?
With you.
Oh, okay. Yes,
We're just having a weird.
On Reed, can I go with you?
Yeah, we're just having a weird audio night where like people
Mhm.
talk and like the last two words trail off. So
Well, you know what they say.
damn it.
Oh, why isn't this working? Hold on, I gotta refresh this map really quick. I have another map on top of this map.
All the maps.
It's not being very good. All right. You actually have never been to Neverember's estate. You're not entirely sure where it is, but you do know he frequents the Yawning Portal a lot. Probably your best lead. If you don't know, maybe Bonnie or Dernan would know.
Wouldn't it also be since... Well, okay, does he still live in the same estate as his parents? Is that the common thing for this? Or because I would imagine that would be known since
you could probably
since
find
he was the former head guy.
You probably know where his estate would be, or his former estate. Remember, his father was the real Lord Neverember, and he moved to a different city. However, you do know that this particular Neverember, Renaer, has a tendency to, 1, frequent the taverns a lot, and 2, sleeps around, so he's usually not home.
Wait, no, I thought he was dating.
Oh, yeah, he did find someone that he was settling down with. Sorry, this is later on. Yes,
do I know where
correct.
Flynn lives?
You do not know
don't
where
ruin
lives.
this love story for me.
It could be a very open relationship.
It's probably
you don't
pretty
know.
open at this point. Let's
he said
be
sleeps
honest.
around had a bad connotation.
Well,
with
it does. So, but that could just be the talk of the town. It could really just be that they're poly or something.
Well,
and it's like
and to be
way
fair,
nicer than that.
You do know
so.
that Renaer truly does care for Floon, but he does have this air of being a irresponsible party boy, basically.
Oh, tell me more.
Okay.
Well, you can find out. So with that, you are heading towards the Yawning Portal, I'm going to assume? Valtreya to find Renaer?
Sure.
All right.
Is it
and then
there or the crotch bar?
He was not. You've never seen him at the crotch bar.
I thought he was there when we went.
No, he
last
was
time.
at the opera.
Oh, I thought they went there.
They were
afterwards,
close.
But okay.
Anyways, regardless of which, you figure that if he's not there, at least your source of information is probably best at the Yawning Portal.
Okay.
All right, Marv, you're going with Valtreya. Is that what I heard?
No, he said Natel.
Oh, Natel to the Falcon Mare. Got it. Okay, cool. That's important because I need to know where the Zip Zappator is.
Yeah.
And then Thoughtsy.
Going with me.
Going within. Okay. So
Yeah,
let's go.
me. Sorry, you just asked me right on in.
I was like timing. We're just gonna.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to work from the bottom up. So the whole half the group, or 2/3 of the group, heads towards the Yawning Portal on the way to Falconmere. 2 of you split off and head further south to Falconmere, which is over here on the map. You might have to zoom out a lot because we're traveling all over the goddamn place. So here's Falconmere. Here's the Yawning Portal. Half you guys are going that way. The other temple is going to be sort of over in this area. I'm not exactly sure where, but let's pretend we know. Let's say that, let's start at the Yawning Portal. As you move down, Marv, you notice that the Umbrella Medu spins slower as you move away from the North Ward.
Okay.
As you head through the Castle Ward, it doesn't seem to activate at all, surprisingly. As you head to the Yawning Portal, it's still off. We have... Oh, I'm getting confused again. We have Valtreya. Is Valtreya the only one going to the Yawning Portal?
Apparently.
All right. Valtreya, you go to the Yawning Portal. The only Jernin is there, and so is Bonnie. You don't see Renaer anywhere.
Has he been in today?
Who are you talking to?
Jernan, because he's my contact.
All right. Valtreya, great to see you again. You want an ale or something?
Not right now.
All right. Well, I will if you don't mind. And he pours himself one from behind the bar.
Renaer stopped by our house and he was looking for us. I was wondering if he's been in today.
What time is it? It's still a little early. If he's day drinking, he's probably down at the Skewer Dragon. He usually moves north in his drinking.
Does that mean that he lives further south? Do you know where he tends to spend most of his time?
Kind of depends on the night, honestly.
How about
And to be
Flynn?
fair,
Where
it's
does he
usually
live?
most of his days. He sleeps through most days.
What about Flume? Do you know where he's at?
Well, if he's not with, if he's not under Renaer, he's probably not too far away.
That's a good place to be.
So Flume's the bottom. Okay.
The power bottom. Floon Blackmar. Power bottom. Sorry, moving on. Terms of service. So with that, You do hear. You figure that the skewer dragon is probably the best place to find Renair, and you head further south. Also on the way south, you come to Falconmere, and let's do that next. You meet with the gardener. That guy. Hold on. Different.
So have I caught up with Natel and Marv now?
No, you stopped there. They're already doing Falconmere, and then we're gonna come back to you. I'm jumping around. I haven't forgotten about you guys at the temple yet either. So with that, you come across Melanor, the Fell Branch, the groundskeeper. He says, "Oh, our newest enclave member, and person in tow, little dragon boy. What are you? What brings you here?"
Hoping to speak with Jareth about a very important matter.
Oh, very good. If you know where the central garden is, same place I took you to last time. I'm sure you can make your way there on your own. Do you?
Yes.
Okay, absolutely. You're always welcome here. With that, you head towards the central garden, and then you hear this voice surrounding you, Marv. You two, saying, "Oh yes, my child. What brings you to our garden this afternoon?"
Hello, Jareth. So, I don't know if you've heard, but there is a tragedy that happened up in the North Ward.
I did feel many souls lose their lives all at once. I'm glad to see you're okay.
Yes, thankfully me and my friends were all fine, but 10 people did lose their lives, and it was very, very sad. And I don't know if this is something you can do, but we were hoping to possibly talk with one of the gnomes who was the target of the attack and see if we can figure out who did it and prevent anything from happening in the future.
I take it from your tone that this gnome is one of the few who died.
Yes, unfortunately.
So let me get this straight. My newest initiate into the Emerald Enclave is asking me to speak with the dead on her second day at work.
Yes, I know that it's a lot, but I really don't want anything like this to happen again.
You hear a chuckle in the back of your mind. It's like, "Oh, Natel, I'm just jesting here. Of course I'll help you.
Okay.
It's for the good of the area. Now, that being said, if I help you, I expect you to do more work for the Enclave."
Of course.
Right.
That's why I joined.
Because the GM only has 3 minutes to finish this up, let's say that I can influence the people at the temple to help your friends, who are obviously talking to the dead right now. So I'll do that, and then I'll tell you what I must ask you to do.
Thank you, Jareth.
That's Jareth. Moving to the north, we have the temple. And you are talking to the clergy there. You hear this disembodied voice saying, "The Emerald Enclave asks that you grant these people whatever they desire. As long as that desire is only to speak with the dead, particularly one gnome, otherwise I'll have to charge you." So you do have...
We just sort of freeze and all look at each other and go, "You heard that too, right?" So
It's very disconcerting.
I think Natel worked her magic.
The acolyte looks at you and says, "Today was my first day, and I've already heard words from God. I tell you, yes, you can speak to this whatever you want. I'll get someone to cast the spell. Let's just learn what we can, shall we? 2 minutes. Here we go."
we're all like a little like, what? Sure, okay.
Roll with it.
Who is speaking with the dead? Thoughtsy or Ennui?
Which one of us do you think would be better at speaking with the dead? I mean...
So the way it's going to work is the person that's speaking will be able to hear the dead. The other person will hear what the other person's saying, but will not hear the dead.
Okay, so basically the dead will be talking sort of telepathically to the person who is chosen to speak with them.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then I'm just trying to remember, this gnome, was he dressed kind of roguish, or was that just me misremembering all the details?
He was wearing a
that I
cloak
must
and he was
smush
climbing
together?
through the sewers. Rogue would be a good description.
So maybe rogue to rogue would be
I
helpful?
don't speak.
Thoughtsy's also a warlock.
I
don't
am
know.
a warlock, but do I need to speak gnomish or
He
whatever?
probably speaks common.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think he speaks common.
But then on the other side, Ennui does speak a language that only rogues speak.
Yeah, but he has to be able to move his hands.
Yeah, I think thieves' can't involves
He's
hands
dead. I'll
and
allow him
other-
the thieves' cant one last time.
he's just we get a hologram version of him.
You
It's
see,
the
like,
Jedi
just his, like,
version.
finger twitch
the
on his
the
dead
Jedi
body.
ghost.
Yeah, it's exactly what it's like. So, who's going under?
I guess it's me, unless Thoughtsy you would really like to. Like, I don't know the difference with how a warlock affects this versus me. I was just thinking of maybe making him more amenable to
What's your charisma?
3.
So is mine. So yeah, go for it.
Okay.
All right, you sure you want to do this? The acolyte says as he puts his hands on your shoulders.
Sure. Go for it.
All right, I did mention it's my first time on the job, right? And with that, you feel this like darkness overshadow you. Your eyes roll back into your head, and you see the gnome in front of you. Thoughtsy, it looks like Ennuy's in sort of like a trance. Whatever.
Wait, but I'm a tiefling. Don't I have like the solid color eyes? So they don't roll back.
So
they just,
you roll
like...
back, and now they're normal eyes. Whatever the creepy thing is, you do that. And so as you're going to be hearing what Ennui says out loud, but you won't hear the response.
Okay.
So there's a gnome in front of you, and he's dead. And he says to you, "Oh shit, I'm dead, aren't I?"
Unfortunately, it looks like you may have been targeted, and we're trying to find the person who targeted you. Do you have any idea who would want to hurt you like this?
Well, I mean, I stole from Xanathar, so that's a good bet.
True. There was someone who we saw take something from your body and then leave.
Oh, of course, it was the Stone of Galore. That's what I stole from Xanathar. Those stupid Black Network bastards probably took it from my dead corpse.
Is it something that they could use for causing more harm, or is it just really valuable?
Oh, you don't know.
No, I don't.
Ask the open lord of Waterdeep. There's a hoard of gold under the city, and the Stone of Galore is the key to finding it.
Oh, so that's why they would want it. That makes a lot of sense. Let's see. So,
Time is running out. I can barely hold this. It's
yes.
also my lunch break.
Thank you so much for your help. We will do the best we can to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Thoughtsy,
is
there's
there
anything you
want us to say to your family or anything before I get pulled back out here?
No, it's probably they best just know none of this happened. Thoughtsy, if you want to
Fair
ask
enough.
anything, you can ask Ennui to ask it too.
Oh, I can do that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know we could do that.
You
Okay,
can talk
cool.
to
I thought she
Ennui.
was in
Ennui has to
trance. I
say
think
it,
she-
but yeah.
I can probably still hear you.
Yes.
So,
I mean, I think you covered everything I was going to ask.
yeah. So-
There's one other little thing you might want.
Do you know anything about a construct that may be a bit more sentient than usual and may have been under someone else's influence? We think they might be involved in your murder.
I know nothing about the constructs, but as soon as I knew the Zentarum and the Xanathar were after me, I figured the Stone of Galore would be safe in your hands. That's why I was heading to your house. If the people that
That's
saved...
where you wanted me to push this.
I'm just telling
Okay.
you. If the people that saved the Open Lord's son, if they would probably be the safest place to leave it. That's when the fireball went off, and that's the last thing I remember. I probably didn't survive the fireball. It's like Beetlejuice, like, I don't think we survived the crash.
Yeah. No, but thank you, and we would have tried to protect it, and I'm so sorry that you didn't get to us in time and they attacked you instead.
Well, that's life, I guess. Or I guess it isn't. Ha ha. And as he's laughing, the spell
Sure.
ends.
Yep.
You come out of your trance, and we fast forward to the skewered dragon while Valtrea opens the door, assaulted by the smell of stale ale and urine. You see Rainier, like a few mugs deep at the bar. He's just by himself. Floon's not here.
Okay.
You're there
go up
too,
and sit
right,
next to him
Marv,
and said,
or-
I heard you were looking for us.
No, you're with Natel, right, Marv? Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, fair enough. So, you see Renair there. Valtreya, what would you like to say?
I just say I heard you were looking for us.
Oh, Valtreya, it's you! Great to
It's
see
me.
you. I'm glad to see you're all in one piece. I heard about that horrible explosion in the North Ward, and being so close to your new home, I just needed to make sure everyone was okay.
It was right in the backyard.
Are you the only one who made it?
No, we all made it, but for some reason decided to split the party.
Oh, it's never a good idea.
I know, right?
Well, unfortunately, I'm by myself today. Floon is otherwise preoccupied. I'm sure I'll meet with him later. Anyway, I'm fine. What are you doing here?
I came to find you because you came to our house.
That's right. I did do that, didn't I? Well, if
You
you're all
did.
good, I say we just cheers to that.
Sure.
All right. He motions to the barkeep, hands him a copper, and another ale appears before you. And you cheers and you grab a drink. Let me see. Last thing. Guys, just to make this easy, let's say that through some sort of party coalescence, you all Renair agrees to meet back at the manor. You all reconvene at the manor so he can tell you all the shit at once so you don't have to respell it out later. And this is where
That
we'll
sounds
end our
great.
session for today.
I think we should all go talk to Rainier separately.
Let's start with Marv. All right. So heading back to your manor, he says, and you recount, Ennui, what you learned from the gnome, something about the open lord of Waterdeep and how you saved his son and blah, 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 and that's what led him towards your house. He drops this on you. He says, when the lords of Waterdeep ousted my father, I thought his long dark shadows had finally been gone for good. The truth is, I really want nothing to do with him. He wants nothing to do with me. But his spies still hound me. One of them, a gnome named Dalakar, has been watching me for months. Then about 2 weeks ago, the spy was suddenly nowhere to be seen. My father didn't trust many people, but I know he trusted that gnome. I spoke to a few of Dalakar's friends. Apparently, he was on a special mission to retrieve the Stone of Galore, and was afraid both the Black Network and the Xanathar Guild were close to catching him. When he heard about my kidnapping, he wanted more information about the adventurers who had rescued me. I think Dalakar was planning to pay you to deliver the Stone of Galore to my father in Neverwinter.
Never Ember and Never Winter and okay.
Never enough. That's exactly it.
It's the family motto.
That's it. Never enough. Never say never. Everything is good there. So basically, I think at this point, here's what you've learned, because it was a lot to recap. You've learned that there is a construct running amok, throwing fireballs for some reason. This gnome, Dalakar, was heading to you with a special Stone of Galore that somehow is related to this hoard of gold underneath the city somewhere, and it looks like both the Black Network and the Xanathar Guild want that stone. Your object next week is to take your little spinny medini and find out where it is going off. There's a small signal coming from the North Ward, at least as far as you've gone, and that seems to be your main lead right now, but there are others as well. I'll give you a small one. As you move from Falconmere back to the manor house, Marv, when you're on the dock ward side of the Way of the Dragon Street, it does go off a little bit.
Okay.
So with that, everybody, we're going to end our session for tonight, and next week we'll hopefully unravel this mystery. You all have a great night. Thanks for watching.
So I can get my
take a long
hit points
rest.
Back. Ooh, good.
We rolled initiative once against a bird. All right, you guys. We'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.